welcome back to the Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. All right, folks. I hate this time of the year for some reasons. I like this time of the year, but where we park at Crumbl, the sun, the way it angles itself at this time of the year is not a vibe. No way. Ruins my thumbnails, guys. But anyways, we're gonna get right to this. 5 flavors, 1 new flavor. Very solid looking week. There are some really good flavors here. One flavor I'm not the biggest fan of, that's peanut butter munch. I just feel like it's a wasted flavor. Like, you've already got Butterfinger and Reese's for chocolate peanut butter cookies. This one can be a little bit, the base can be a little bit wonky. You know, if you're gonna do Muddy Buddy, you ought to coat this thing with lots of sugar, make it like a chilled, crispy peanut butter base. Make it more interesting, right? You know, I don't think about melty chocolate on a peanut butter cookie when I think about Muddy Buddies, and I think this is one of the most pointless cookies there is, because we already have that type of cookie with other things like Reese's and Butterfinger. But I digress. We're gonna go ahead and jump into this review. Please subscribe. I've got lots of great content, and please leave a like. I know my like count doesn't show, and I really wish it was automatic, but you gotta manually make it show, and you gotta manually go through and click and make it show, and I don't feel like doing that. But didn't do so great at getting likes last week. Upcoming next week, I think I may have guests in my video. We'll have to see. That's the plan. I'm thinking there will be guests, so stay tuned. But one of those guests keeps saying, "Oh, I'm gonna come do a Crumbl review with you," and then they don't. So not my problem. If you want to come, great. If you don't come, well, cool. That is what it is. All right, so y'all know where we're starting. The star of the show today, which honestly, sandwich cookies, they're solid. They're always good, but I feel like they have a ceiling, a straightforward ceiling of what? What kind of ceiling do they have? I always say 8.5, because, you know, they're not super diverse. It's one flavor of cookie usually. The icing's not super sweet, but it's good enough to carry it. So it's kind of the cookie ends up kind of being dry. But we'll give it a chance. Mallow sandwich, everybody. Oatmeal mallow sandwich. So let's go ahead, try it out. I mean, technically, this is oatmeal cream pies, but I guess that's copyrighted. Who knows? But we're gonna cut into it and we're gonna try it. Again, there's not much to see other than it's sandwiched cream. So let's try it out. This could potentially be the best oatmeal cookie they've done. That is quite solid. People love iced oatmeal. I tell them no, that's overrated. Way overrated. This one, at least the icing has a little bit more flavor to it than iced oatmeal. It's definitely a more bougie oatmeal cream pie with a big twist of that cream cheese, of course. Always noticeable. But I don't have a big issue with it. Like, it's not overly sweet. It's not overly bland. There's a nice balance between it. But you can only go but so far with oatmeal cream pie. I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, this is a 10. I love sandwich cookies. Sandwich cookies are the best." And that's good for you. But for me, I think they have a certain ceiling, right? So for me, I would give it an 8.5. Because, again, I just prefer cookies that have a lot more potential to them, more flavor, more texture. There's a lot that goes into other cookies. And so, for example, like with peanut butter and jelly, amazing cookie when you've got everything real balanced. with one cookie. When they did the sandwich cookie, that thing was dry. It was not very flavorful either. Too much peanut butter cookie. At least with this, you know, I'm not feeling like it's dry. It's a nice moist cookie. And that cream really balances everything out so well. So I can't punish it for anything. It just doesn't stand above anything. You know, I would say it's debatably their best oatmeal cookie. But again, how far can you go with oatmeal, right? So again, people are going to be giving that a 10. I know that. It is what it is. But that's not me. So, all right. Caramel apple. Now, I guess that's cream cheese in there. But oftentimes, you know, when I've had this cookie, they've been able to overcome the fact that they use cream cheese icing on caramel apple. So, we're hoping it does that again here today. I will point out if it doesn't, as always. So, caramel apple. Nice and gooey. Got some apple pieces. We're ready to try it. It's really good, but that cream cheese was really noticeable today. See, they gotta really hit what they're going for right. Because I know, you know, when they do that caramel cream cheese icing, sometimes they do it right, and sometimes there's just too much cream cheese, like it's not balanced correctly. And so today, I just don't think it's balanced correctly, and I want more apple to it. I want more, you know, they didn't do the cookie run by any means, but I want more apple here, and more caramel flavor, less cream cheese. I still think it's good. I would still say an 8 for today. But, you know, in the past I've given this cookie a 10 because of how good it can be. So, definitely prefer apple cider and apple crumb cake because they focus more on apple. And, you know, that cream cheese really threw it off for me today. So, 8 because the cream cheese was an issue, but on a normal basis, it's much better. All right, so I love me some Andes mint, or now chocolate green mint, and you can never go wrong with this one. Buttercream. We love buttercream. Buttercream is better than cream cheese by a mile. By a mile, for sure. Cream cheese, I feel like for most cases, there's only certain situations. Certain cakes, cheesecakes for sure, but certain cakes and cheesecakes, absolutely, like red velvet, carrot cake, but caramel apple, no, fam, no. All right, so it's pretty much an Oreo cookie studded with some Andes mint pieces. They don't call it Andes mint pieces anymore. It's chocolate mint pieces. And a mint buttercream icing garnished off with more mint chocolate pieces and Oreo pieces. So, yeah, let's try it out. I don't know if I've ever given this cookie a 10 before, but I've always rated it high. Today, I'm feeling a 10. It's just perfection. The mix of the mint and the chocolate, the flavor's there. It's strong. You just can't miss with that one. Now, my one disappointment this week is that instead of, you know, doing Aggie Blue Mint for Utah State's homecoming, they choose that one. It didn't make a lot of sense. You would think Aggie Blue meant something that would be easy for them to make, but maybe it didn't sell well. I really don't know. But I am quite disappointed that we don't have Aggie Blue Mint, and just based off the spoilers, we may not get it this year. So I don't know what to expect on that. But that's one of my takeaways. My other concern is, are we going to get pumpkin chocolate cheesecake? Because we're getting pumpkin brownie, And those two cookies are similar, but I would say the superior base is that Oreo base with the pumpkin chocolate cheesecake. So that's my concern. I'm worried. I'm very worried about that. So it's not in the spoilers, and we've got spoilers all the way out to Halloween. So once we get into November, it's like, ooh, I don't know if they're going to do this. So very concerned, very, very concerned. But anyways, that's just me. Dark green. This one's very solid, but again, not a super low floor, not a super high ceiling. I feel like this one's back kind of soon. There's a lot of cookies that feel like they're back kind of soon. But, you know, honestly, it feels weird to get a mint cookie this time of the year. Like, I feel like they could have done, instead of that one, they could also done pumpkin chocolate cheesecake. So, look at all that goodness. So gooey, so rich, so chocolatey. It is a true dynamic of rich chocolate flavors, from the dark chocolate base to the milk chocolate chips. It's just so divine, so delicious, so enriching. But it is very basic, very simple. Still, it's hard not to rank it high, right? Obviously, chocolate cake is superior, in my opinion. Chocolate cake always gets a 10 in my book. This one's still very solid, especially for chocolate lovers. But again, I would probably, I was thinking about 9 today, but I can't go further than 8.5 because it's really is just a double chocolate cookie. But it is what I would say close to perfection. So it's just a simplicity. It is a smaller cookie, so you're not getting too much out of it for that money you're spending, but still gotta love it. All right, the one I didn't want to try, peanut butter munch. Well, we've had enough of this one. I'm fatigued from it, so oh well. All right, peanut butter munch, what we got today? So yeah, I mean, basically just the peanut butter base. They don't even mix Muddy Buddies in there. You got 3 Muddy Buddies on top. So yeah. And again, the Muddy Buddy on top makes it really interesting. But you only have 3 of them, right? So once you get here, or someone gets shorted out on a Muddy Buddy, it's like, well, what do we do now? Because it's just a peanut butter cookie with some chocolate icing. Or melted chocolate, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's one of the least desirable chocolate peanut butter cookies they've got. Like, even peanut butter blossom, at least that's like a very unique mix of like sugar crystals, peanut butter, and then you got that blossom of chocolate that's interesting. This is just like peanut butter and chocolate, and we already have that with Reese's and Butterfinger. Reese's and Butterfinger mixes in the pieces of the candy, makes it really unique, really interesting. This one's just meh. It's got Muddy Buddies on top, 3 of them. I never bought, well, I used to buy it to die, but I will say that, I'm sorry. But now I don't come anywhere close to buying it to die. I'm like, why? But yeah, I went on a little long today, so I'm sorry, but we'll probably have a shorter video next week unless the fam wants to, well, the guests, spoiler alert, fam, unless the guests want to get rowdy and fun. But you know, very solid week. But if you're like on the fence about if you're gonna get 4 flavors or whatever, leave peanut butter munch in the dust. Leave that out of the equation for sure. But other than that, very solid lineup. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to get 6-packs. You're going to say, oh, that oatmeal mallow sandwich, I got to get lots of those. And some of you people, You don't like mint, so you're going to stock up on that. You're going to stock up on the Mallow sandwich. Or you don't like caramel apple. You don't like either one. You don't like those flavors. So it's like, we know who's going to be making the money this week. It's that oatmeal Mallow sandwich. But there are other very good flavors. No doubt. No doubt. I don't think Mallow sandwich is the highlight of this week. But that's what everybody else is going to be putting their money towards. So, you know, you can't go wrong with it. There's no going wrong with it. So I think that's the conclusion. I think everybody knows that. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of guidance. And other than that, I'll see y'all around.